Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to learn how to design this form here. Registration and login form. So this is the registration page and this is the login page. So we are going to look at how to design this one exactly. Okay, good. All right, so let me just quickly move to my IDE so we can start writing some codes. All right, so let me get rid of most of the files here so we can start from the ground up. Okay, so you are no longer having any file in there apart from the image that we are going to be using as our logo, right? Good. So let me first of all create the index.html file which we will use for the login, and then let me generate the basic boilerplate and say that login, say registration and login form. Okay, all right, so inside the head tag, let me quickly go ahead and link some few CDNs. Okay, so this is the Bootstrap CDN. I'm going to be using a Bootstrap for some few things. So let me go ahead and link that. Say Bootstrap CDN, and then paste this one like that. Let me go ahead and copy the other ones. These are the few scripts that we will need, like that, and say that just before the closing body tag we paste all the script tags over there. And let's go ahead and create one file called style.css like that, and let's go ahead and just link it to our index page. Okay, so let's say css, let's say link css, then style.css. all right, I think we can start to write some codes. Okay, all right, so first of all let's create a class, a div with a class of wrapper. I'll say .wrapper, which is going to wrap everything. Now within this, let's just say that we want a logo. Okay, so another div with a class of logo. Within this div, let's say we have an img tag with a source attribute like that. So the source, I'll refer to the root folder and then select this logo here. All right, good. Now let's go ahead and say that we need another div. So say div, the class of text center, margin top 4, so center, margin top 4, and then name like that. Then within this, let me just have a title called login and registration. Okay, so let me go ahead and view this one in the browser so we see what we are having already. Okay, so I think that yes, so this is what we are having already. Okay, good. Let's box on. Now just underneath that, let's have a form tag form, and say we have a class of padding 3 around the form, and then margin top of what, 3. Now inside the form, okay, let's have a div with a class of form field dot form field display flex deflex, and then say that align items center, like that. And then say that we have a span tag with a class of far user, that is a font awesome class, like that. Now let's say we have an input field with a type of text, which is going to have the name attribute as let's say username, and an ID of username, like that. So let's preview this one in the browser. Okay, all right, so let's continue. Let's say the placeholder for this one should also be placeholder should also be username, like that. Okay, let's get the same one here and change this one now to password. So change this one to key and say that this one should be password, like that. And then the placeholder too should be password. Okay, all right, now let's have a button here with the type of, let's say, submit, like that. And let's say this one is logging. Let's have some few class on this one here. Say that btn margin top 3, and just beneath the form, let's say that we have a div with a class of text center, where we can have a few instructions, text center, and then say that font size should be what, 6. Good, font size 6, not 5. All right, so within this div here, let's say we have an anchor tag with an href. Let's say for now, let's push in a hashtag and say that forgot password, okay. Or let's say that we have another anchor tag with an href. Let's say that this one go to the registration page. So let's say dot and then say registration for now, registration.html, and then say or register, like that. So let's save this one and see what we are having so far. Okay, good. So this is what we are having. All right, exactly. Now let's start to pull in some few CSS and see how best we can progress. So I'm just going to do a global resetting. I'll say that margin 0, padding 0, box sizing, I'll say that it should be border box, font family. First of all, let me use Poppins here, Poppins, and then backup font should be sans serif. So I have Poppins installed on my machine, so if you don't have that, make sure you get it installed, or you can make use of the Google Fonts repo. Okay, all right. So the body, I want it to have a background color of this color code hashtag, let's say ECF0F3 like that. Okay, now the wrapper that we created, let's say that the maximum width should be 350 pixels, and then the min width should also be 500, min height, so 500 pixels. Let's say margin top and bottom, margin top and bottom should be let's say 150 pixels, and then left and right should be auto. Let's say padding should be 40 pixels, 40 pixels, 30 pixels, not 30 pixels, and 30 pixels, like that. Background color, so BG color, like that. I'll say it should also be the same thing like that of the wrapper, and say that I want a border radius of 15 pixels. I'm give it a box shadow of let's say 13 pixels, another 13 pixels, 20 pixels, and this color code CBCED1, and then minus 13 pixels, another minus 13 pixels, 20 pixels, then hashtag F like that. So far, let's see what we are having. Okay, so we are making a headway, right? Good. All right, so now let me target the logo. Let me target the logo. So we have some few stylings for the logo, and say that I want the width to be 100%. The height should be 80 pixels. Height 80 pixels. And then let's just move on to say that the image that is inside of this div here should be width of 100%, and then the height likewise. Height should be 80%, 80 pixels instead. Let's see what we are having. Okay, so this one, the margin should be auto instead, not height. It has caused the image stretch. Okay, so 180 pixels respectively, right? And this one, the margin is what? Let's say auto, not 80 pixels. Let's see what we are having. Okay, so let's continue and see what we can do best. So let's say that once the object fits should be cover, one border radius 50%, and then and a box shadow. So let me just go and paste one here like that. This is so plenty. So let's see what we are having. Okay, so we are making a headway, right? Good. Okay, now let's target the name field and say that dot wrapper, say that dot name, say I want the font weight to be 600, font size to be 1.4 rem, and then we want the letter spacing to be 1.3 pixels, padding left 10 pixels, and then we want the colors to be hashtag 123 like that. Now for the form fields, say wrapper dot form field input. Let's say that we want the width to be 100%. Display block. So let's see what we are having. Okay, so we are making a headway. Good. Display block want border none. We want outline should also be none. Background, let's say none. Okay, and then say font size 1.2 rem. Let's say color hashtag 66, and then padding, let's say we have 10 pixels. Okay, see what we are having so far. Good. So let me just do this thing here. And then of course this one should also be here like that, so that I can be seeing it sideways. Okay, so padding of what? 10 pixels, 15 pixels, 10 pixels, and then let's say another 10 pixels. Make sure it is saved like that. Good. Now let's say wrapper dot form field. Say that we want the padding left to be 10 pixels. Okay, margin bottom, I need to be 20 pixels. Okay, and then let me just put some few box shadow property that's I defined earlier, like so. Good. And say border radius, I want it to be 20 pixels. Good. And then let's see what we can do here and say that wrapper, say that's form field, then that's FA, that's the font awesome class. So I want the color to be hashtag 55, and then let's say that I want to target the button, then that's btn. Say that you want a box shadow to be none. I want the width to be 100%. Also want the height to be let's say 40 pixels. Okay, let's say background color, let's say hashtag F47703. Good. And then let's say that we want the color on the button to be white, so triple left like that, and then border radius 25 pixels. Let's see. Okay, and then let's also say that letter spacing for this text on the button should be 1.3 pixels. Okay, and this button here should also have a box shadow. So I have few ones defined already, so let me just paste them here and you're good to go. So let me say that the padding on this button here should be a bit huge. So let's say 5 pixels. So we see 5 pixels is not enough. Let's say 7 pixels, maybe 15 to see what I have. Okay, so think it won't work like that, so let me just leave it. All right, good. So let's say that whenever you hover on this button here, that's BTN, whenever you hover on this one here, I want the background color should be a bit lighter, so hashtag FF8A1D. And then for the wrapper and then the anchor tags that are in there, text decoration, I want it to be none. Font size, I want it to be 0.8 rem. Then I want the color to be hashtag F47703. That's what we are having. And then whenever you hover over this anchor tag, so let's say the wrapper anchor hover, say that color, I want it to be hashtag FF8A1D, like that. All right, okay, so let's say that I want to write some few media queries here. So I'll say that at media and a maximum width of 380 pixels. Okay, just say that I want to pick the wrapper. Say that the padding around it should be 40 pixels, 15 pixels, 15 pixels, and then 15 pixels, like that. And then I want the margin to be 30 pixels, and then let's say 20 pixels again. All right, so I think that is that. For the image, I mean the logo, let's try to work around it. The width here, the width is saying that I think the 100% is too much for it, so let's say it should be pegged at 80%, just like for the height. Yes, so the height of the image, and then the div here should have the same, how do you call it, measurement or dimension, and this is what we are having so far. All right, so let me go into the HTML file and rectify some few things. You could see that here there isn't any space like that, so there is a bit space. And also when I should click on this one, it should take me to the registration page. So let me just create one file called register.html, and I'll copy these same files in the index page and then just make some few modifications. So I'll say that this one rather should be login, and then say, so let me just point to the root folder, and then it will locate the index page. So this one should now be register instead of login. And I'm going to have full name, email, and then password. So I don't need this username field, so let me say that I want the full name, and then say full name. Placeholder should also be full name. All right, good. And then let's say that I'll copy this entire div and then duplicate it. Now say that this one should be email, and the type of this input should also be email. All right, full name, placeholder should change to email. So let me switch to the registration page so you see what is happening. So it's supposed to be register, so I'll say register instead. Register, not registration. Register, that's HTML. So let me go back and then so I'm not really getting this one. It's supposed to be register, that's HTML. Register. Okay. Okay. I don't want this. Let me just refresh once again and go back. Registration. Okay, it means that this one has not changed yet. So where is the registration page here? This one. I'll say register. Say register, that's HTML. So when I point to this one, okay, so that is fine. Let's continue. So we now have the full name, the email, and then what? Then password. Good. So when I click on login, I expect to go back to the login page. Yes. So what is left? So I think that is that, and yes. Okay. Register. And let me go full screen to see what we are having so far. Yes, and this is what we are having so far. Let me go into the mobile view, and this is what we are having. Okay, yeah, so say full name, let's say Ernest, like that. We have email, maybe James Bond, then can pull in some few password and I can register. All right, good. Let me go back to the login page, and this is also looking good. Yes, so let me say username, NK, and then password, let's say 1 2 3 4, like that, and I can log in. And that is pretty it. I hope you like this one. Please make sure you smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel. Whatever comment you have, leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video. Kindly subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and I'll catch you in another one.